I'm finally getting on with the reviews for the Kenbucky Derby comics. We meet the team in a locker room after practice. Zip is still eager to go, but Tracy stops her. It's rest time. She has the whistle, she is the coach. That whistle has a weird dynamite charm on it, and Zip asks what that one means. It's a long story. A charm symbolizing her regrets in her derby career. The reason she sees herself as a better coach than a captain. And it's time to hear her story. Back in her derby days, she was part of a team called the Dazzlebrook Dynamites, all of them having very interesting names. They won many titles, but after their 9th win, their captain, Winnie Streak, decided to retire. And the succeeding captain is, you guessed it, Tracy. She left big shoes to fill, but Winnie gives her the spirit stick as a good luck charm. She takes this very seriously. On the first evening, while the others celebrate their win, she goes off to make a lesson plan. And when the training comes around, she observes to be able to strategize and teach, rather than practicing herself. She wants to do even more though. For that, she searches for leftovers from the previous captain, and she finds some interesting moves to try out. It's a very confusing one, and while they do their best, they just chaotically crash into each other. Sunny suggests ways it could have worked, but Tracy stops her there and keeps going with her story. One of her teammates injured herself. She still won't go back on the track, she has other things to do. Sugar Cube reminds her that there's no iron team, but Tracy didn't listen. She kept them training harder and harder, and when the competition finally rolls around, she realizes she lost the spirit stick. Izzy and Pip are scared. Did that curse the derby? Yeah, of course. Sport superstition is a big thing. Losing this charm makes her feel like she is losing her skills. Hitch puts it perfectly. The item doesn't make the decisions for you. But inexperienced Tracy didn't know that yet. So she calls up Winnie. She vents out all of her frustration. How everything she tried failed, and she lost the spirit stick. She has realized that she has been going about this the wrong way. And now everything lacks the important teamwork. The day of the derby comes around, and the announcers are excited to watch the championship, as well as the reigning champions. Those are struggling though. Without their stick, they lack the confidence to go on. So Tracy makes up all her mistakes and goes on her own. This goes just as well as you'd expect. She holds out surprisingly well, but on her own, she just isn't enough. It's an upset for the tournament, but it showed her team, her friends, her resolve, and they seem to forgive her. While she finds the spirit stick in her skate bag. She really should have practiced more. Then she would have found it sooner. She still feels terrible and wants to resign as captain. The others accept it, but they still want her to keep the charm. It reminds her of her love of teaching, but also of her darkest moment in her career. Pip is there, reminding her that this failure was only a very tiny footnote in her history of successes. She is a legend in her field, and this team has helped her remember that. She is sure that this squad is the start of a new legend for the Kenbucky Derby. This story is a tangent from the path the Kenbucky story took so far, but one I do not mind. It gives the character of Tracy Tailspin more substance. I really enjoyed her teammates too, and the pun names are always good for a laugh. The overeager captain learns what a team really means. It's a classic story, but works out well to explain Tracy's focus on teaching. The only thing I don't like is the art style. It feels out of place between the other issues, who are all of the same artist. It breaks the consistency a little, but that's due to my personal preference. I know that the following issues are also released, and I will get to them. I'm only now catching up after my uni semester is over. I've read them, but the time for videos was a bit cut short. But as you can see, I'm getting to it. So what do you think? Is Tracy's backstory compelling? Would you want Tracy to train you? Let me know. Join my Discord if you want to discuss some more. Thanks to my supporters, especially to Maverick. Until next time, for the Bony Spoonfellas, and bye.